Imagine waking up at 80 and still feeling an eagerness to embrace the day ahead. It's not just a dream, it's entirely achievable when you've spent your life focusing on what truly matters: your health, relationships, and inner growth. The decisions you make today, how you care for your body, manage stress, and nurture your happiness, lay the foundation for your future self. At 80, you won't just be another number in the aging statistics, you'll feel alive and vibrant, thanks to the consistent investment you've made in your physical and mental well-being. When people talk about reaching 80, there's often a collective sigh, as if society silently agrees that this is the point where life declines. Many believe that turning 80 means losing independence, relying on others, and becoming a burden. But this widely accepted notion is nothing more than a limited view of aging. It clouds the potential for this phase to be one of the most fulfilling and bright periods of your life. Think about it differently. Picture yourself at 80, not as society expects, but as you choose to be. You still carry a lightness in your step, your heart is full of purpose, and your mind, sharpened by decades of experience, is even wiser. You're not standing tall because you deny aging. Instead, you've embraced it with grace. The years behind you don't define your strength or worth, they only enhance it. You've lived meaningfully, and now, at this stage, you continue to do so. It's not about proving anyone wrong, it's about following your inner compass toward growth and fulfillment. The idea that 80 signals the loss of independence is more of a reflection of society's fear of aging than a truth about life. People project their anxieties about fragility onto this milestone, forgetting the resilience and adaptability that humans possess. Aging isn't about decline, it's about transformation. How you approach this transformation determines whether you will live with dignity or surrender to the fears that others try to impose on you. Let's view this through a Stoic lens. A fundamental Stoic teaching is the idea of control, understanding what is within your power and what isn't. You can't dictate how others see age, but you can absolutely choose how you respond to it. If you absorb society's limiting beliefs, you may lose sight of your capabilities. However, if you challenge these beliefs, you regain your agency. Yes, your body may change with time, but your will, your mind, and your spirit remain as strong as you nurture them to be. It's also crucial to understand that accepting help in old age doesn't mean surrendering to weakness. On the contrary, recognizing when to accept assistance is an act of wisdom. Stoic philosophy encourages us to face reality, but it also reminds us that flourishing is possible within any reality. There's a significant distinction between dependency and interdependency. The latter allows for mutual support. You continue to contribute to your community, relationships, and environment even as you receive help. As you look ahead, whether you're nearing 80 or just imagining it, remember that your value does not fade with age. The depth of your experiences only enriches the world around you. You carry stories, insights, and wisdom that only come from living through the years. While others may see limitations, you know that your true strength often lies where society only sees weakness. Another remarkable gift that aging brings is the chance to live with greater intention. The distractions of youth, the constant chase for external validation and material success, fade into the background. What remains is a clearer focus on what genuinely matters. You find yourself living on your own terms, with an inner peace that comes from decades of refining your character and growing. At 80, you move with the confidence that comes from having built virtues that sustain you. Physical changes are part of the journey of aging. It's unrealistic to ignore them. But how you face these changes makes all the difference. Rather than seeing them as losses, view them as opportunities to practice resilience and adaptability. A true Stoic doesn't dwell on what's gone, but focuses on making the most of what remains. You'll discover new ways to stay active, engage in intellectual pursuits, and maintain meaningful relationships, even if the forms of these activities evolve over time. At 80, you also hold the unique ability to mentor others. Your life becomes a living example, not just through words, but through the way you carry yourself. The younger generations will look to you, and your graceful navigation of the challenges of aging will leave a lasting impact on them. Your presence alone serves as a testament to the fact that aging doesn't strip you of value, it enhances it. In your relationships, too, turning 80 can be transformative. The connections you've nurtured over the years take on deeper meaning. You may find that with age comes a sharpened clarity, a shift from quantity to quality. You no longer seek to be surrounded by many, but instead, cherish those few who truly matter. These relationships become a profound source of joy and comfort. Finally, living on your own terms at 80 means rejecting the fear that often accompanies aging. Fear of the unknown, of illness, of death, these are natural concerns, but the Stoic approach teaches us to face them, not with despair, but with courage. The Stoics viewed death not as something to fear, but as a natural part of life. By accepting this reality, you free yourself from the grip of fear and can live each day with a sense of freedom and appreciation. Your 80s can be a time of vibrant, purposeful living, if you choose to see it that way. We all experience those moments when doubt creeps in, leaving us to question whether we can handle life's unexpected turns. But here's the thing, by the time we reach a certain stage in life, we've already gathered a wealth of experiences and developed skills that equip us to face whatever comes our way. Just think back to the obstacles you've overcome, the lessons you've absorbed, and the practical knowledge you've picked up along the way. Each time you encountered a challenge and managed to find your way through it, you added to a toolbox that now stands ready whenever you need it. Safety, though often overlooked, is much more than a basic physical necessity. It's a vital emotional foundation that helps us feel grounded and at ease. We tend to take this need for granted until something disrupts our sense of security. Yet, in today's world, where technology offers us remarkable tools to safeguard ourselves, we can take meaningful steps to protect both ourselves and our loved ones. It's not just about bolting doors or installing surveillance systems. It's about cultivating an environment where we can truly relax, free from constant concern. In our fast-paced society, ensuring our safety requires both mindfulness and smart use of technology. Consider the simple, yet impactful actions we can take to secure our lives. Picture the peace of mind that comes from knowing exactly who's at your door without having to physically check. Gadgets like the Ring doorbell aren't just for the tech enthusiasts, they're designed for anyone who values feeling safe. Whether it's sending a quick text each day to let someone know you're okay or using apps that alert us to potential risks, these innovations help us take back control over our personal spaces. What's especially great is that these tools are flexible. We can adapt them to suit our individual needs. But technology alone isn't the key to feeling secure. It's also about the habits we form and the routines we establish. Something as straightforward as checking in with a friend or neighbor can have a big impact. After all, no one is truly self-sufficient. We flourish in communities. The strength of our security lies in the bonds we create with those around us. By building these connections, whether through a quick message to update someone on our well-being or sharing tips from safety influencers like Amber Haydock, we establish a support system that enhances not just our physical safety but also our emotional peace of mind. Beyond the tangible measures, safety is also about trusting our own decisions and believing in our ability to navigate life's challenges. There's great power in creating spaces where we feel in control. For some, that might mean choosing a community they trust or adopting specific safety practices that bring comfort. It's also reassuring to know we have the resources and support to face uncertain situations. Whether it's installing security systems or learning self-defense techniques, these actions remind us that we're not helpless. We possess the means to secure our world. Of course, safety doesn't mean eliminating all risks. It's about preparing for what life might throw at us. We must accept that while we can't control every external event, we do have the power to manage our reactions. In line with Stoic teachings, we understand that while the external world may be unpredictable, our inner state remains within our control. This perspective empowers us to stay calm, make informed choices, and act wisely when uncertainty arises. By doing so, we foster a deeper sense of safety that's anchored in our emotional resilience. As we create safer environments, we must also embrace the freedom that comes with it. Living alone, for instance, can be one of the most liberating experiences when approached with the right mindset. While the initial feeling might be one of unease, especially if solitude is unfamiliar, we soon discover the strength that comes from making decisions independently. There's a unique joy in being able to choose exactly how we spend our time without needing to consult anyone else. Whether it's enjoying an unconventional breakfast or staying up late just because we can, the freedom to design our own day brings immense satisfaction. This autonomy also opens the door to spontaneity. Imagine waking up and deciding, on a whim, to try a new hobby, explore a different restaurant, or take an impromptu trip, all without needing to check in with anyone. This ability to act freely doesn't just expand our opportunities, it removes the limitations we sometimes impose on ourselves. The chance to live life on our own terms is a gift, one that invites us to fully experience all that life has to offer. And with this freedom comes a sense of adventure that is both thrilling and nurturing. Every day becomes a new opportunity to rediscover what it means to live authentically. Living solo also provides an incredible chance to strengthen our relationship with ourselves. Activities like dining out alone or embarking on a solo trip become celebrations of independence, not something to shy away from. We soon realize that solitude isn't synonymous with loneliness, rather, it's a valuable space for reflection, growth, and self-care. It's during this time that we can dive into our passions, meet new people, and pursue our interests without needing approval or validation from others. Ultimately, living on our own terms is a journey of self-discovery, one that leads to greater joy and fulfillment in our autonomy. Let's share a story that might strike a chord with you. In many of our families, different members had diverse practical talents. Some were skilled at building houses, others could fix cars, while some knew how to cultivate a garden or cook a delicious meal. But none of them were born with those talents. They learned over time, bit by bit, with practice and persistence. That's the real takeaway here. Every skill we've developed has been the result of a slow and steady process, often unfolding without us even noticing. When we pause to reflect, it becomes clear that we've accomplished far more than we often acknowledge. And here's something else worth considering. We don't have to tackle everything by ourselves. In today's world, when faced with something unfamiliar, whether it's a leaky faucet or a malfunctioning device, help is never far away. We live in a time where tutorials, guides, and community support are available at the click of a button. It's almost as if the collective wisdom of generations is right there, ready to assist. And if that doesn't do the trick, a simple call or message to a neighbor or friend can often lead to the solution. More often than not, people are happy to lend a hand, and there's absolutely no shame in reaching out when we need it. Here's a story to illustrate. We once needed help with something seemingly straightforward, like loading a kayak onto a vehicle. It was heavier and more awkward than expected, so we turned to a neighbor for assistance. Without hesitation, he helped and even said, "If you ever need anything else, just let me know." This is what community looks like. People are willing to step in when you ask. It's a simple yet profound reminder that, in our challenges, we're never really alone. This leads to an important realization. Life's difficulties often become manageable when we break them down into smaller steps. Tackling things one piece at a time makes the overwhelming seem possible, allowing us to focus on solutions rather than problems. The skills we've gathered, combined with today's endless resources, place us in an incredibly fortunate position. We are far more capable than we often believe, and equipped to face whatever comes our way. Now, let's talk about something else that's essential: safety. In a world that's moving fast, safety can sometimes feel like a distant concept. But we live in an era rich with innovations that help us feel more secure. Whether it's technology like home security systems or simply staying connected with loved ones, we have tools that enhance our peace of mind. The important thing is to use these tools to create an environment where we feel safe and confident. For instance, a simple Ring doorbell can offer a sense of security, letting us know who's at the door without moving from our spot. These technologies aren't just for the young, they're for anyone who wants to feel more in control. From cameras that monitor our surroundings to locking our car doors with a single tap, we have more power over our safety than ever before. When we recognize what makes us feel secure and take action, we give ourselves the gift of peace. Imagine waking up each day knowing that every decision is entirely yours to make. There's no need to ask for permission, no need to adjust to anyone else's plans or preferences. That kind of freedom is a gift. And it's not just about indulging in fun things, it's about living in a way that's true to who you are. Whether you decide to travel the world or spend a quiet afternoon reflecting, that freedom is yours to embrace. You're free to pursue what nourishes your soul and brings you joy. Let's go even deeper into the concept of flexibility. One of the most rewarding parts of living life on your own terms is the flexibility to break away from rigid routines. No longer bound by schedules or conventional expectations, you can make choices that feel right for you. Want spaghetti for breakfast? Do it. Feel like staying up late just because? That's entirely within your control. Flexibility isn't just about doing unconventional things, it's about giving yourself the permission to live according to your own rhythms. When you align your life with what feels natural, it becomes more fulfilling because you're no longer constrained by outside pressures. Another wonderful thing about freedom is the ability to enjoy your own company. Picture yourself sitting in a quiet cafe, savoring a meal, with no need to entertain or converse with anyone. There's a common knowing that your presence is enough. When we learn to cherish our own time, we strengthen our relationship with ourselves, and that confidence carries over into all other areas of life. For example, dining alone can be one of the most enriching experiences, where you can truly savor the flavors and the atmosphere without distractions. Freedom also opens the door to experimentation. Living independently gives you the chance to try new things, discover new passions, and meet new people without needing anyone's approval. Whether it's taking up painting, joining a new social group, or trying something as adventurous as rock climbing, the possibilities are endless. You're in control of your own growth. Often, when we take charge of our lives, we uncover talents and interests we never knew we had, all because we allowed ourselves the space to explore. But with freedom comes responsibility, and one of the most important responsibilities is self-care. There's no one else who can prioritize your well-being as effectively as you can. Ask yourself, are you nourishing your body with good food? Are you getting enough rest? Are you taking moments to reflect and care for your mental health? These are the foundations of a fulfilling life. When you prioritize your health, both physical and mental, you're better prepared to navigate the joys and challenges that come with freedom. After all, your well-being is the foundation upon which all other freedoms rest. Let's paint this scene together, a life where, at 80 years old, you're not just existing but truly thriving, living each day on your terms, filled with vitality and a sense of fulfillment. Can you see it? It's not some far-off fantasy for the lucky few. It's the direct result of the decisions you make today, guided by clear principles and intentional living. Aging gracefully, thriving instead of merely surviving, is anchored in how you navigate your present. The way you think, the actions you take, and how you react to life's challenges today will shape the quality of your life decades from now. We often overlook that living life on your own terms isn't dictated by external factors or chance. It's a mindset you build over time. Even at 80, you can experience the vitality of someone much younger if you prioritize your mental, physical, and emotional well-being now. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what's within our control, and one thing you can absolutely control is your approach to aging. By consistently nurturing your mind with wisdom, caring for your body, and cultivating gratitude in your spirit, age becomes just a number, not a limitation. Consider this: there are people far younger than 80 who feel worn out, burdened, and weighed down by life. Why? It's often because they've let external pressures govern their inner world. But imagine living without being ruled by those pressures, where your mind stays sharp, your body agile, and your spirit at ease, not because everything's perfect, but because you've mastered resilience. At 80, you can still wake up with joy, knowing you are the architect of your own life, having built your journey with purpose and inner strength. Joy at 80 doesn't mean a life without challenges. It means embracing those challenges with grace. Each obstacle is an opportunity to embody virtues like courage, wisdom, temperance, and justice. When practiced consistently throughout life, these virtues become the bedrock of your character. By the time you reach 80, joy isn't something you seek. It emanates from within because you've lived with intention and authenticity. A heart filled with joy stems from knowing you've lived true to yourself, aligned with your core values. At 80, your life will reflect the choices you've made, the lives you've touched, the wisdom you've passed on, the love you've given and received. Living on your terms doesn't mean isolating yourself. It means finding harmony within yourself so you can contribute meaningfully to others. The joy you experience in your later years will stand as proof of the life you've carefully built, with every choice, every act of kindness, and every moment of self-discipline adding up over time. As you age, society might try to convince you that your best days are behind you, but this is where a stoic mindset becomes your greatest strength. Life isn't about what happens to you, but how you choose to respond. At 80, you'll walk with a spring in your step, viewing life with the same curiosity and openness you had in your younger years. Why? Because you've kept your mind flexible, adaptable, and rooted in the present moment. You'll still have the energy to follow your passions, keep learning, and inspire others, not in spite of your age, but because of the wisdom that comes with it. Living life on your own terms at 80 means rejecting the belief that aging equals decline. The Stoics remind us that every day is a gift, and when you greet each moment with gratitude, your spirit remains youthful. This doesn't mean ignoring the realities of aging. Rather, it's about facing them with acceptance and grace. There's a difference between aging and growing old. Aging happens to us all, but growing old is a choice. You can continue aging while keeping the curiosity, energy, and joy that make life feel fresh and exciting. That spring in your step at 80 comes from maintaining a sense of purpose. Purpose brings meaning to life, regardless of your age. Whether it's mentoring others, continuing their creative endeavors, or simply finding delight in the little things, having something that lights you up will keep you moving forward. When you live with purpose, you tap into a reservoir of energy that defies the conventional notions of what it means to be old. Let's talk about something truly meaningful: your home. Every single step you take within it tells a chapter of your story. The furniture you've chosen, the plants you've nurtured, and the colors that fill your walls aren't random. They're reflections of your decisions, your preferences, your life. This space isn't just where you live, it's your sanctuary, a place where you experience life without compromise. Each corner carries the echo of your independence. Deciding to live alone isn't just practical, it's a bold statement about who you are, offering the chance to fully explore your essence, unshaped by others' expectations. As we grow older, there's this prevailing belief that being surrounded by people is the key to happiness, but living alone challenges that. Solitude, when seen through the right lens, transforms into a canvas for personal discovery and growth. Those quiet mornings with a cup of coffee, afternoons indulging in your hobbies, and evenings spent in reflection are moments that fill life with rich meaning. It's in these pockets of stillness that old passions resurface and new interests bloom. Living alone gives you the freedom to explore these treasures, and as you age, that freedom becomes even more precious, as you finally have the time and space to focus solely on what brings you joy. Now, autonomy. This goes beyond just having your own space, though that's certainly a big part of it. It's about having control over how your days unfold. Each morning, you decide how the day will be spent based entirely on what you want. That's a freedom many don't realize they've been craving until they get to experience it. Whether you want to transform a room into a space for art, music, or meditation, living alone allows you to bring those dreams into reality, something communal living just doesn't provide. And there's a kind of mastery in the small details of life that becomes so fulfilling. The rhythm of your day is entirely yours. No negotiating, no adjusting to someone else's schedule. You choose when to wake up, what to eat, and how to spend your time. It's not just liberating, it's deeply empowering. For those who have spent years prioritizing others, whether in family life or careers, this newfound independence rekindles a sense of purpose and joy that might have felt long buried. Another significant advantage of living alone is the time it gives you for self-reflection. Solitude invites a deeper connection with your thoughts. You sit with your experiences, make peace with your past, appreciate your present, and envision your future. This quiet time for introspection nurtures a relationship with yourself that often goes neglected when life is shared with others. That bond with yourself becomes a source of emotional strength and inner calm. Financial freedom is another benefit that often accompanies living solo. When you're not accommodating someone else's needs or preferences, you gain complete control over how you handle your money. Whether you're budgeting, saving, or spending, every decision aligns with your goals and aspirations. There's a deep satisfaction in knowing your financial choices are solely about your well-being and future security, especially for women who, throughout history, have often been denied this kind of autonomy. Privacy is another priceless aspect of living alone. Every inch of your home reflects who you are. It's a sanctuary where you can truly be yourself. No need to accommodate someone else's habits or preferences. It's your space, and that brings with it a unique peace. The quietness of living solo becomes a source of comfort, allowing you to recharge when you need it most. Now, living alone doesn't equate to isolation. In fact, many people find that it enhances their social connections. Without the constant demands of shared living, you have the freedom to engage in more meaningful relationships. You can choose when and how you spend time with others, leading to richer, more authentic interactions. The result? Deeper, more fulfilling relationships because you're fully present and genuinely enjoy the moments you spend with others. Living alone also fosters resilience. When you manage life's day-to-day tasks independently, you grow more capable and resourceful. This self-reliance strengthens your confidence and pride, allowing you to tackle challenges with grace, whether they involve your home, health, or finances. The resilience you build goes beyond the practical. It's emotional and psychological, preparing you to face life's difficulties with strength and dignity. In the end, choosing to live alone, especially as you age, opens the door to profound self-discovery and fulfillment. It's a way of life that nurtures independence, creativity, and personal growth in ways few other living arrangements can. Your home becomes more than a place to reside. It becomes a reflection of your journey, a testament to the strength and joy found in solitude. Let's celebrate this autonomy and find the beauty in living life fully, on your own terms. By adopting these perspectives and embracing the opportunities living alone presents, this stage of life can be one of the most empowering and transformative experiences. It's a time for self-care, using your wealth of experience, ensuring safety, and fully savoring the independence and freedom that comes with this unique chapter.